Folks, it's been a pretty hot one as of this week, but there is going to be a cool down. There is going to be a need to get some jackets. Just kidding. No, it's going to be 82. We're barely going to get any cool down as a matter of fact. Now that north wind is going to be causing some of those baseballs just to die out just a little bit in that outfield, but never doubt the pop of the bat. On the field, it could gust up to 15 to 20 miles an hour. So most of the balls could be into center field or even left field. And then if you're that strong hitter, you could go into right field if you wanted to. If you currently really think about it, it's kind of like an EF5 tornado in hurricane form. Now switching on from hurricane season to spring season, por los seguidos 10 días, ahora vamos a ver dos pares de frentes fríos que van a pasar el jueves y el viernes y también el sábado al domingo. Vamos a ver las temperaturas bajando hasta el 65 grados y otra vez van a subir hasta el 80 grados el miércoles.
Say heat warning and tell us what the difference might be.
Alrighty, thank you, Cam. So the difference between a heat advisory and a heat warning there, but you can see that ridge all the way going around with that cloud cover.
Let's do the forecast there for us, bud.
Alrighty. So for our Wichita Falls cam right now, it's a pretty nice day outside. Now for our forecast rainfall, we're going to have some trace amounts up to 1/10 of an inch. It's pretty much going to be hydrating most of those plants around our area and into the garden as well. So folks, for those who've been wondering when winter is going to feel like it again, that is going to be happening on Sunday and Monday, where those temperatures are going to be dipping it down into those mid 60s. Y para los próximos 3 días, las temperaturas van a alcanzar hasta 93 el sábado y los vientos van a estar un poco ventoso, 10 a 15 también, y los ráfagas hasta 30 el sábado también. Va a estar un poco más caliente como antes, pero los próximos 10 días van a estar 93 otra vez el sábado y los chances de lluvia no van a regresar, pero ese sol van a estar brillando como siempre. It's going to be a little bit hotter, a lot more of those colder temperatures are not going to really be there, but to parry that, those precipitation chances are going to be coming as we are going to be above average, 50 to 60%. That pool forecast for today is going to be pretty nice to go out and enjoy the pool, enjoy the sun, get that tan out, as we're going to be at the goods all across the board, as we're going to be at 92 and then heat up all the way to 101 by 6 p.m. For those who struggle with those allergies and just need to take their medicine, if you struggle with the oak pollen, please take your medicine. We don't want you to be miserable while you're at work or even during your off day. But those clouds are going to be coming in through our area, and it's going to stay there because of our dew points. And those differences, as we saw from the last one and this one, is Amarillo is pretty dry out there. Well, for those of you who loved the rain this past weekend, that is not going to be returning. I do bring some bad news, but I know that eventually will return, but not just this quite yet. That is just because of that high pressure system that keeps on building towards that west, which we will be talking about in just a few, which is keeping our rain away. 10-day forecast, mid 80s across the week. Again, as I said, it is a beautiful weekend, so make sure to have some plans. Go to the park, enjoy that outside before it goes, because that rain chances is going to be coming and is slowly creeping in next week. Tonight's lows, we're going to be at 38 degrees, but over there by Centerville and Crockett, make sure to watch those plants as they're going to be in that freezing line. So make sure to cover them and make sure they are not frozen. We are going to mark Sunday as a first alert weather day, as we're going to be around the 60s, and those isolated, just because of those isolated severe thunderstorms, like I've said in the past. We're going to go into Minneapolis, where that wind will be a factor in that game in the afternoon, where it's going to be against the Pirates and the Twins. Now, the stadium is going to be around 5 to 10 miles an hour as you go into the game, but then now looking across the state of Texas, not much going on. If you're outside walking, you saw a beautiful sunset. Those clouds are going to be moving into our area as those upper level winds are advecting. Well, folks, the cold weather has gone, and if you like that cold weather, it is not here anymore, as those temperatures are increasing pretty up there, up to those 90s and 93 on Saturday, which is 20 degrees above average. So most of that cold weather is going to be gone, and that hot weather has returned. Now, why is that happening? It's because of this big old heat dome that is just expanding and expanding and eventually reaching into our area. As you see, most of that red is going into that Bryan-College Station area. Now, again, keep in mind with Oklahoma City, just because of that game, if you're going to March Madness to support our men's Aggie basketball team. Now, that high pressure, you can see this on the currents with those clouds cover all going all the way around that Four Corner region. And then Phoenix is eventually reaching that 100-degree mark, which is pretty darn hot for this time of year, as we're still in spring. Now for back home, 74 degrees, in Bryan College Station, 72 in DFW, and then Oklahoma City at 79. Now going back to Phoenix, it is pretty darn hot over there. Extreme heat warning as they are in those mid triple digits. So 105 degrees on Saturday. It's really hot. Again, I can't stress it enough. It is pretty hot over there. Now into this weekend, we do see that surface high going into our air, giving that return flow back. And we're going to stay in those 72s, and then that heat again is going to be returning 80 degrees, and then that slow increase in those lows as well. So something to pay attention to. It's just the main story is it's going to get hot. 89 degrees, Bryan College Station, even up to 92 degrees in Oklahoma City. And then they also reached 99 degrees and then 91 back at home. So again, as I can't say this enough, it's going to be really hot. Now, that surface high pressure is going to be into our area. That is going to be increasing our dew points just a tad bit, and it's going to feel a lot more comfy. Again, 60 degrees is the highest it's going to go on Sunday and Monday, so it's not going to be very dry as you're walking out there doing your exercise or having fun with the family. Now, for that 2-week outlook from the Climate Prediction Center, from West Coast all the way to East Coast, it's going to be pretty below average, with the Valley and the Rio Grande around the above average mark. So again, most of the nation is going to be pretty dry except for that area. Now, the 10-day forecast, again, 93 degrees on Saturday. That sun is still going to be all shining all throughout. But then those clouds may return on Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday again, but no rain chances until then.